Mr. Bigsby is a collector. He pushes his metal shopping cart every morning at about 5:30, and he goes along the streets and sidewalks picking up things he sees. He doesn't just pick up anything, but something that is just right. He's tooling along on a closed bridge above the St. Louis freeway. It's the turnoff to the Andersonville area of town, but it's temporarily closed for repairs. The only sounds are the metallic clangings of the shopping cart as he pushes it along the pavement, over loose gravel and cracked concrete, and also the sound of automobiles passing under and through the bridge. Vroom, says Mr. Bigsby, imitating those cars. He bypasses the fluorescent orange street cones and flashing crash gates. He pays no heed to the John Deere and Caterpillar construction deconstruction implements all over the lane. Mr. Bigsby is looking for something that's worth keeping, something that belongs in his shopping cart, something that just feels right. He's almost at the end of the bridge where he may not go any further. He's blocked by mounds of gravel and a sign clearly marked no entry, and something sitting nearby the gravel sounds is something that catches his eye. A pink flash in the sunlight. He approaches with his keen eye, looking for the source of the flash, and steps up to something he had not expected to see in this place. It is a plush teddy bear, ripped, soiled, faded. The pink flash was simply the sun bouncing off the teddy's plastic pink eyes. Mr. Bigsby would not give this teddy bear a second thought on any other day, any other life, but there's something about it. He looks at the eye. He concentrates on the eye. Or is it concentrating on him? His hands become outstretched towards the bear. He reaches for it, but it is not his doing. Mr. Bigsby is not in control of his actions. A force is pulling him, one that Mr. Bigsby has felt countless times before. It just seems to suck him towards the bear. That bear, the bear with the little pink eyes. He steps to the bear with his grimy, calloused hands, closer and closer, and he finally grasps the bear, and he gets a... Because I don't want you, mommy, daddy, to be mad at me. I'm sorry, mommy, I didn't mean to wake you. I didn't want to make you mad. I didn't want to spill the ice cream on the floor. Don't cry anymore. But things are going to be better. I promise you. Mr. Bigsby drops the teddy bear. It has happened again. Feels like being a whole other person for him. Ever since he started collecting things, he has become many people. A doctor who made an incision too deep, a lawyer who committed suicide after he received a threatening message from the mob, a teenage girl who gave herself an abortion with a clothes hanger. Some of it was scary, some of it was exhilarating. Sometimes he feels like he's in a movie. He touched his nose. Yes, it has happened again. His nose is oozing blood. Happens every time he collects something so full and so powerful. He takes out his handkerchief and sops the sticky liquid off his lip. He licks the rest of it off. The business of collecting was so much like a drug trip, or so he imagined. Mr. Bigsby didn't need to mess with evil dealers, fake cuts. He read where the kids got killed with the lethal combination of coke with plaster. No, not for Mr. Bigsby. If Mr. Bigsby could describe it to someone, which he could never do anyhow since he's always given a clear path by all who walk by him throughout the day, he would say, "It's a sense. I feel just like a magnet going towards something metal-like. I can't help it." But time does stand still for sometimes, like a man like Mr. Bigsby. His collecting items was like an addiction. He would do it at least once a day, and not sure whether the continual habit was detrimental to his health. He has felt the emotions of others. He becomes them. He sees what they see, hear, smell, touch, taste, and think in the high-intensity moments before their deaths. He learns about each person in less than a second before the silence turns off the energy. This one was a wang-doodler, thinks Mr. Bigsby. Poor kid. His mother should have known better than to give the poor kid an ice cream cone while she drove her precious car down such a crappy potholed road. And she turns to swat him so many times that she doesn't look where she's going. Shit and shine on. Parents don't know how to raise their children nowadays. Mr. Bigsby had his collection in his shopping cart. No one bothered him, and he was at peace. He picked up the teddy bear, set it on top of everything else, turned his shopping cart, and left for the next street.